What's up, guys? For this video we're finally going to be finishing off the entire brake system on the truck. So the parts that I have for it are all sitting down here. I can't remember what the brand is for those rotors, or like Day something, I can't remember. They were like the cheapest ones that Rock Auto offered, and they had a good rating on them, so I bought them because with this truck being the hub and rotor combo, they're pretty pricey. So I just bought the cheapest ones I could find. And then we got brand new hoses. Here, there's the one rear hose and the two fronts. Right there, we got some National wheel bearings, inners and outers. We've got a roll of brake line. And then we've got some Duralast gold full ceramic pads, the fittings that came with the brake line, the two brand new calipers, and of course my fluid down there, and there's one more bottle sitting over there. That's what we've got. That's everything I have. There should be everything to completely finish the entire brake system. As you guys already know, when I did the rear end swap, I replaced every brake component on the rear end. So that's drums, pads, cylinders, hardware, e-brake stuff, self-adjusters, and everything's all replaced. I also replaced the lines, but I'm going to be redoing them because one of them where the brake hose attaches is a slow leak. And I wasn't super happy about those, the brake line roll I got from AutoZone because it had that painted coating on it. Whereas this one does not, so this one will flare better and cut easier. And I'm also going to cut it with the Dremel to get a nice flat, clean cut rather than using the Harbor Freight little, whatever that you call that little line cutter thing. So that's everything I've got. I've already got the truck jacked up and on stands, so I just need to run a light over there so I can see. And I'm just going to start lines-wise. I'm going to start at the back of the truck and then make my way forward. So I'm going to do the two lines on the axle, the one small line that runs from the pressure regulator to the rear brake hose. I'm going to replace the rear brake hose. And then that one line that I had done by a shop, I don't know, it's kind of hard to reach, so I'm probably going to leave that one the way it is for now. And then when I drop the tank to do fuel system stuff, I'll go ahead and throw a brand new one in there so I can run it a bit differently and try to hide it so it's not as visible. From there, I'll come up front and I'll do the two lines that actually run up to the front brakes and the hoses simultaneously, and I'll just let them dangle because I can't attach them to calipers because I'm replacing these calipers. And then the last two ones that I'll do will be the ones that come from the master to the proportioning valve. And then all the lines will be done, and from there I'll do the front brakes and flush everything. Of course, wheel bearings. I don't know if I have high temp grease, so I might have to go out to the parts store and get some high temp grease for the bearings. And that's it. That's everything here. The calipers I bought have a metal piston in them. I don't know what this thing is. There's a banjo bolt right there, but I don't know what that spring is because mine don't have that. But they have a metal piston, as you can see, rather than the phenolics, something like that, whatever they call it. It's like a composite plastic piston that's on the calipers. It's on the truck right now, and those pistons break. The one on the passenger side's chipped up pretty bad, and I'll show you guys that when we actually get to that point. But like I said, first things first, we want to go and remove the rear brake hose and the rear lines, basically everything behind the pressure regulator. And then once I have all those built, flared, everything put on, we'll start coming up to the front and get everything attached to the proportioning valve, and then we'll have all the lines done after that, and we'll be able to move on to the front brakes and wheel bearings. I'm going to go get back and get the lines pulled off. I need to spray them with some penetrating oil, so I'm going to spray them down and let them soak, and while they're soaking I'm going to go see if I can find my high temp grease so that I know if I need to go buy any, and we'll start working on some lines. Alright, that took a long time, but I finally got all of the lines off. These are just a pile of lines that came off of the front of the truck. There's these two right here are, if I can get them out, oops. These are the front lines that went from the master to the proportioning valve. Obviously very rusty, especially towards the very bottom. And this is one of the, oh no, this is actually the line for the rear. When I was undoing it, it pretty much just snapped off like nothing right there. So that one was very near exploding. Here's a bunch of fittings. Every fitting had to be removed with vice grips except for one. Once again, I just snapped them. Since I'm replacing the hoses, which was a good thing if you're ever doing this, get new hoses and just replace them all because you're not going to get those fittings out of there without a lot of trouble. And this is the proportioning valve. I had to remove it to get all the fittings out of it because I just couldn't reach them and get the vice grips up there. And I also cleaned it off to the best of my ability. Make sure there's no crud in where the fittings actually go into. And there it is. This thing's still in good shape. And I haven't been able to find like a new one for sale because at first I was like, you know, I'll just go buy a brand new one. But none of the parts stores have one, so I can throw the old rusty one back in. I cleaned it off a little bit just so it wasn't so cruddy. And I also wanted to make sure there wasn't a bunch of crud that was loose that could just fall into the where the fittings go while I'm putting it back. Now I'm going to go and see if I have enough fittings down there and on the old rear lines. I took those off, and then this is the one giant line that was the replacement. I just went ahead and pulled it out as well. I'm just going to rerun a new one just because it'll probably hang on to this line since this line is so new. But I need to go see if I have enough fittings to run to everything. And then as long as I have enough fittings, I can pretty much start redoing the rear brake lines and then just making my way up to the front. I want to rerun the front brake lines a little bit different. For the passenger one, which runs from, you know, down here in this back corner where the shifter linkage is, and then up, and then tees off, I want to run the passenger one like up along the firewall somehow and then down. It's going to end up being a much longer line, but it'll be protected a lot easier and also be a lot easier to access than having it running underneath of the engine and everything. And the only issue I may run into doing that is that exhaust Y pipe sits right there, so I'm gonna have to be careful about how I run those brake lines back up, but I'll be able to figure it out. I definitely want to be able to maybe snake it up here behind the booster and then across and just zip tie it up to maybe a harness or something just to make sure that it's not going to vibrate and rub on stuff real bad. And then I'll just run it over and then down, and I'll probably do something similar to this one that's right here, but that one will be easy because there's, I mean, not really much stuff I have to work around to get to it. Start making my way from the back of the truck to the front, and we'll start putting all the new brake components on. Okay, all the lines are finally done. I started doing this at probably 7 in the morning, something like that, and it's now 6 something in the afternoon. It's finally finished. It took a long time. Getting all this stuff out because of how rusty the lines were was very difficult, but I finally got it out, got everything done. I'll show you guys what you can see from above because I don't feel like going back down under the truck, but you can see the 2 new lines right here, which run from the master down under to the proportioning valve. Here is the line going into that T-fitting. The one coming into it on the left, like the middle one, is the one coming from the front end of the proportioning valve for the front brakes, and it tees off. And then this line running forward towards you guys is the one for the brake right here. As you can see, I got that hose on. And the other one, I ran out of line, the new line. I actually had just enough of the old green AutoZone line to run over to the other side. So I just grabbed that, cut it, flared it, got it good. Ran it over the booster, zip tied it up to that harness up there in a couple of spots. Actually, I need to add some zip ties to it. It's one thing I forgot to do. Runs all along where that harness is at, and then down here, and then loops down to the other hose. And of course, there's the other new hose on. And we might be able to see a little bit down from down here, especially since it's not wet anymore. There you go. You can kind of see all the lines on it. Everything's snug and tight. There's the one new line right there. It runs all the way back. I ran it up above the frame so that hopefully in the future it will be a little bit safer from rust and road salt and whatnot, so that it won't rot out on me. Of course, the original lines lasted like 25 years, so these new ones should last about as long. And then let's get down here and look at these real quick. So you can see this line right here is the giant one that runs from the front of the truck. I had a little bit extra, so I had to get a little bit creative looping it, and it actually runs on top of the fuel tank right there, and then over, and it's zip tied up in a couple of spots. And then you can see the other second short one, this one right here, which kind of turns around and then comes back up into the new hose. And then I redid these 2 lines as well. Lines are completely done. Everything's tightened down and everything. I just need to zip tie that one up because I forgot to do that. And then I can go and start removing the front brakes and start installing the new stuff. You guys have seen me take these apart to an extent before. I took the calipers off and changed pads. Of course, I got to do the same thing here, except we're also replacing rotors and putting brand new calipers on. Did find my high temp grease. It's down there, so I have everything to put the front end together, and then I'll be able to go bleed the brakes and see if any of the fittings have any slow seeps or leaks. And I'm going to clean up my mess a little bit, get things kind of organized because I don't know where the hell half my stuff is at. And then I'll start working on getting these front brakes pulled off. One side is done, all put together. New Duralast ceramic pads are in, new caliper, new line is attached, new rotor, new wheel bearings. One really nice thing about these rotors was that the wheel bearing retainers, inner and outer, were both already, there's already a set of them pressed into these. I was planning on having to go and hammer these things in, but I didn't have to because there was already some pressed in, which is really awesome. I didn't expect that with being how cheap these things. They're like Dayco or something like that, D-A-Y-C-O or something. But yeah, we're close to being able to go through and just bleed everything, check for leaks, and then go try driving it. One more side left to do, and I'll show you guys what the old brakes looked like, because it's pretty bad, especially this side was especially bad. And then we'll go take it for a test drive, and maybe either tonight or tomorrow I'll let you guys know how it drives. And then I think that'll be it. Front brakes are completely done. I got this side finished. Caliper, pads, bearings, rotor, everything's on, tight, lines attached. Everything is good. And of course I already showed you guys the other side, so now it's just time to bleed the brakes, starting in the far passenger corner, and then driver back corner, and then the ABS module and the two fronts. And then I'll check it for leaks. We'll go for a test drive, see how it does. Camera battery's getting kind of low, so I might just get back with you guys tomorrow morning. But we'll just see how well the battery is doing. If the battery's still good and I come back in time, I'll go ahead and let you guys know how it drives. Alright, after a test drive yesterday, the thing drives great and stops much better than it did before. I need to go back in and re-bleed the brakes because I kind of did a half-ass job last night because I wanted to go somewhere and they were functioning properly, and I wasn't sure at the time if I just needed to wait for the calipers to compress a little bit or if the pedal was actually going to be spongy because of air pockets. I'm pretty sure at this point it's air pockets. So I'm going to go back through and re-bleed everything, make sure everything's good, and I'm also going to check for any fluid leaks at any of the fittings, make sure all of that is good. And I checked the fluid level earlier and it went down a little bit, but it was probably the calipers filling up with fluid. So I don't think I'm leaking anything. I haven't noticed any drips anywhere. I went and cleaned up the massive puddle that was down here. As you can see, it's still wet. Fortunately, brake fluid evaporates, so it's not that big of a deal. That's why I didn't really worry about containing it while I was taking stuff apart, because it'll just dry up on its own after a while anyway. There's a whole bunch of it that I dripped over here and like all over here as well, and it's dried up already, but that was a giant puddle over there. So I went and soaked it up with some cat litter and it's all good to go. But yeah, it stops great. Even with the spongy pedal and everything, the amount of bite that these brakes have now is so much better than what I had before. It's pretty crazy the difference that I've noticed with these front brakes. It also drives a lot smoother, probably between not having this junk on here and also having new wheel bearings probably helped quite a bit as far as smoothing out the ride and everything. So here's a look at the rotors and everything. Here's one of the newer metallic pads I put on. As you can see, uneven wear because of how nasty that rotor was. And then look at how crusty. I wasn't getting very good pad contact, as you can tell just from the way that these are rusted. And then the tops are, I don't know what's happened to the top of this, but pick it up a little bit here and take a look. As you could tell, these have been cut a couple of times in the past, and very, very nasty up there on top, grooved, and then on the back, even worse. I'm surprised I was really able to stop very well at all with these. But yeah, like this is the one that was causing all the uneven wear on that. That's the inside pad from this. As you can see there, it's pretty well crusted. Same thing on the bottom here. I don't know if somebody like went down to the metal or the rivets on a pad and then they just went and machined them the best they could and tried using them. I don't know. These things are really thin. They've been cut a couple of times. So I don't know. I don't have to worry about them anymore. These things are junk. We're going to go ahead and scrap them when the time comes. But brake performance is so much better. It drives better, stops better, cruises smoother. It's incredible the difference that it's made. And I also think I've got a little bit less vibration up front, which is good. It was just part of it was probably from the one wheel bearing was kind of loose, but it'd been like that since I got it, and I just didn't worry about it. So definitely worth the effort, and of course having all new brake lines. All of these over here, I showed you guys these earlier. They're rusted out, crusty. I don't have to worry about a line exploding anymore, which is a good peace of mind to have. And of course, here's the calipers, and this one right here is the one with the damaged piston. Of course, I covered in grease and everything. I don't know how well you guys will be able to see that, but this side right here is chipped up quite a bit. Huge improvement brakes-wise. Everything now on the entire truck brakes-wise is 100% brand new. Every hose, line, master cylinder, rear drum cylinders, every rear drum component, all the front brake components, calipers, rotors, pads, everything completely brand new. The only things I haven't replaced is the ABS module and the proportioning valve. Proportioning valve I can't find for sale anywhere anyway, and the ABS thing, it works. It works the way it's supposed to, as far as I can tell at least. Truck stops and it doesn't freak out and give me an ABS light all the time, so I think I'm okay. But I think that's where I'm going to end the video for today. I think in just a little bit I am going to go through and rebleed the brakes, of course, and then maybe work on the exhaust stuff. I'm going to save the transmission fluid change for later. I did put a bottle of the flush in there. I'm going to drive it probably the rest of the week with it in there and see if it makes any improvement, and then on Friday or Saturday I'll go change the fluid. But like I said, that's where I'm going to end the video for today. I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Make sure to come back and see what else is coming up for this. I just ordered the last couple things for the first round of fuel system stuff, so that is coming up very soon. Like I said, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.